Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about the one, the only, you guessed it, Kaspa. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I've been uploading Kaspa consistently. That's because I absolutely do love the project, and I do believe it's going to be one of the best cryptos out there. Okay. And I already do believe it might be the best crypto. I always leave it up for debate, but people always like to just give their 2 cents, which obviously you're more than entitled to. We welcome free speech, even if it is brain dead sometimes. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, right? Look, some people believe that Kaspa will be the fastest asset to reach 1 trillion market cap. Now, what do you think about this, right? Because some people are already thinking deep into the future. For me, ladies and gentlemen, personally, I know Kaspa is fantastic. I mean, we've seen the technology, we've seen the records being broken in all aspects. We know Kaspa is literally going to evolve and scale and become a titan of a coin over the next few years. But it comes down to adoption at the end of the day, right? It really comes down to adoption. Now, I believe we are entering that digital world. The world is looking to be more and more digital. There's a lot of scary news also for some countries recently with digital ID and all of that, but that's a whole nother topic for another day. But yeah, we know which way the world is heading. The question is, are the big institutions going to pick up on Kaspa? For me, the answer is yes, but I don't think this is going to happen overnight. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, right? This person breaks it down. Capitalization is 2 times in speed over time. It took Amazon 24 years to reach $1 trillion market cap. It took Bitcoin 12 years. Cas hopefully will reach it in 6 years. You have 2 years left to watch. Okay. Yeah, assume Kaspa grows at 2 times rate of Bitcoin market cap. If that happens, it will reach 1 trillion market cap by 2027. Kaspa has been on mainnet since 2021. But here is the deal, people, right? I know Kaspa is a fantastic project. I know Kaspa is going to hit a couple of dollars. I know Kaspa is going to hit a couple of dollars. But, to assume that this is going to be the project that is going to hit 1 trillion market cap, especially over the next 2 years, well, that's a big, bold assumption. Personally, that's something I'm not even looking at. I want to get to $2 first. I overall want this altcoin season to get going, right? Because, all of this talk, all of this news is amazing, but I know some of us want to know what the hell is happening with the price. Why are things moving the way they're moving? And with that being said, we're going to break them down right now. We can see, ladies and gentlemen, Kaspa is ranked 53 out of the whole entire global market, right? 9,495 active cryptos, and we're ranked 53. We're just a little bit above 2 billion market cap, 38 million volume in the last 24 hours. Still no Coinbase or Binance, but there have been hints, especially about Binance recently. Huge hints. We can see, ladies and gentlemen, over the last month, we're down 8%. Over the last 7 days, we're down 0.62%. And over the last day, we're down almost 5%. Ladies and gentlemen, the time to get serious is now. The next few months are going to be the most crucial time of your lives. Okay. We're going to have crypto exploding. And this is the time to get a portfolio review. Right? You got to make sure you have the right cryptos. You don't want any old or dead coins, or you don't want anything that can give you little profits, right? So we provide a portfolio review. We've also been smashing it with the high probability meme coins. We hit an 11x, an 8x, and 5.5x in recent times. We also provide a weekly report on the crypto data, on the crypto analysis, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, on other altcoins as well. You get all this and a bunch more other benefits. Highly recommend joining the private community. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make some money. We can see, right? These weekly candles have been fairly against us over the last little while. In fact, I would even say back until May, right? We have been in this type of trend for some time. We have been in this type of zone for some time. And we can see, ladies and gentlemen, overall, our time is running out. Well, why do I say that? That's because, ladies and gentlemen, there is months and months and months and months of data, months and months and months of structure, but we are running out of space, right? We are running out of space. There's a massive resistance right here. We have 3 swing tops and we have pretty much 2 swing bottoms that are forming this support. So we do have to make a choice sooner than later. The maximum we should really get stalled out is until beginning, like late December, but that's if the markets literally wanted to go super slow up and down. But that's really, really unorthodox. Overall, ladies and gentlemen, with the current weekly candle, I do expect to be going lower. I do expect for these 2 monthly candles to be getting taken out. This candle right over here of July and this candle of September, I expect it to get swept, at least some type of liquidity sweep. And there's a very good chance based off this wick and support and resistance that we probably will be going back down to 6.5 cents or so. We can see there's a nice daily order block. There's some nice support. And ladies and gentlemen, that is a very, very key prime zone. And that's where I truly believe there's a great chance of us reversing here once and for all. Now, is there a chance that we target even lower? I mean, minor chance, even when we're back down in this price. I really doubt we will be taking out this June low and this April low especially. But what I'll be mainly looking for at that time is to consistently create a higher and higher, and eventually, let's say we do get somewhere here, higher low, right? When we do sweep, I do want to close fairly good, and I do want to see strong candles to the upside, starting to take out some of these highs, right? We really, really need to see that. The thing is, ladies and gentlemen, right, even once we go up to, let's just say 10 cents, if we start closing around 10 cents, that might be the swing high, okay? And that means we didn't take out this, and this. As you can see, right now, we're going to be entering a swing low, okay? And once we start taking out some of the highs in between, right, that is going to be the first step, but eventually we really do want to start closing above 10.5 cents. And once we do that, we probably should be clear. Once we start closing above 10.5 cents, we should be really looking good. And then most likely we'll close above 11.7 cents and then eventually 13 cents. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is ultimately the blueprint. I know things are getting stalled out. I know things are not the most ideal when it comes to the price action. Remember, at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, I have zero control. I simply tell you what I see, right? And I get it right a good amount of time to most of the time even, right? I'm not perfect, but this is what I see, ladies and gentlemen, right? We've been talking about this formation for some time. The analysis hasn't changed. We are still in this freaking triangle. And until we start breaking out, it's going to be the same thing over and over in terms of technical analysis. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.